Hey everybody, it's me Lone, back with another Fight 76 video. I know it's been a while, I apologize for that. I just needed to take a very long break because I was super burnt out and fatigued, but it's good to be back now and I think we have a fun video for today. So today's video is going to be listing all the rare outfits that you can currently get right now in Fallout 76. I know that with this game, there's a lot of new players joining in all the time, so some of you might not be aware of all the rare outfits that are currently available in the game. And today, we're going to be covering most of them. And to stress, you can get these whenever you want. They're not tied to a particular seasonal event or anything like that. So if you enjoyed this video, please like it. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, with notifications if that's possible. But with that out of the way, let's get to the content. Alrighty, we are finally here in the game, and let's start off with the Asylum Worker uniform outfits. There are a bunch of variants of this particular outfit, and I don't actually own any of them because I just, can't see myself wearing them in the game. But if you do like the look of them, or if you just want to collect them for collection's sake, then I want to be showing you how to get them in this video. As I said, there are variants of it. So let's go down the list. There is a forest version, a red one, blue, green, pink, and then yellow. So it is going to take you a while to get the entire set, and they each differ slightly in terms of their drop rate. The hardest one to get is the red one, followed by the forest one. So it's going to take you a while to get them all. So don't think it's going to take you a couple of days. It might take you weeks, it might take you months. Just, server hopping and hoping that you get one of these drops. It's also a little bit harder as well because these drops are server based. So if someone picks them up, you have to wait 24 hours on that particular world to be able to find them again. So it is easier to be getting these ones in a private world if you have access to that, of course. So let's talk about the two ways that you can get your hands on one of these outfits. The first way is definitely preferred if you want to get them a bit faster, but again, it has its own drawbacks. So the first way is by farming Fort Defiance. Fort Defiance is here on the map, as you can see. Just for a sake of reference, here is Foundation, but I'm sure you've been here many times already because there's a public event here. And essentially, there are 3 spawn locations in Fort Defiance where you want to be server hopping and hoping that one of the outfits spawn at these locations. But keep in mind, it is a very low drop rate. And as I said, if someone collects one of these outfits before you do, you have to wait 24 hours on that particular world before they spawn again. So what you have to do is try and server hop as much as you can, or use a private world. It'll be much easier for you to do that, of course, if you're able to. So in terms of the drop rates, the forest outfit has a 0.1% chance to drop in one of these locations. The red version, as I said, this is the hardest, has a 0.0104% drop rate, so very low. The blue version has a 0.4% drop rate. The green version has a 0.8% drop rate. The pink is 0.2, and the yellow is also 0.2% too. So very hard. It's going to take you a while, but eventually you will get some of them, or you will trade for the ones that you don't get, especially that red one, because it is super hard to come by. So let me show you how you do it. Of course, you have to open Fort Defiance. And if you haven't been here already and opened the door on the left, you're going to have to do that. Essentially, you want to go upstairs and then you'll press a lever to be able to open this door on the left here. I'll show you it in a second. So there's this button here that you'll be able to activate to open this door. But you can see that there is a cable that runs to be able to open this for the first time. So you're going to have to do that. But if you've already done that, what you want to do is head through here, head here, and then you want to be able to go into this elevator. Again, the elevator is going to be red if you've not done a particular quest before, and that quest is Recruitment Blues. So make sure you do Recruitment Blues. I'm assuming many of you have done it already, but make sure you do it and you'll be able to gain access to this elevator. So let's open it. And then we'll go upstairs to the 3rd floor. This is where the outfits can spawn. And as I said, there are 3 potential spawn locations. So the first one is right across from where you get out of the elevator. And it's just located potentially on one of these beds. So if you can't find one of the outfits here, like, all right, I can't find it, let's go to the next one. Again, this is a less than 1% drop rate for all of these. So you're not going to be getting them most of the time. Let's go again here. Can't see anything. It's a lovely pillow. I don't want to take the pillow. So nothing here. And then the next one is a particular drop here on this bench. So obviously it was a bad run for me this time, but you're just going to have to keep doing that. Keep server hopping, keep going to those locations or those spawn points and hope that one of those outfits actually drop. But there is a second way of getting these outfits, though it is much harder because it's such a lower percentage drop rate, even so than this version. So the other way that you can be getting the Asylum Worker outfits is by completing events in the Cranberry Bog. So the Cranberry Bog is essentially where we are, like this area here in the bottom right hand corner of the map that's marked by the kind of reddish orangey color here. So whenever there are events or even dailies that occur in this area, they each have a very small, and by very small I mean very small, percentage drop rate or percentage chance to drop one of the outfits. So when it comes to the red one, it's like 0.00042%. The forest one is 0.000376%. The blue one is 0.001671%, etc, etc. I'm not going to read all of them, but they're all very low. Okay, so this is not something that you should be relying on. Like, this is definitely the more reliable version. In that, you should be farming Fort Defiance and server hopping as much as you can. But if you do happen to do one of these Cranberry Bog events, you have a very small chance, at least, to get one of these outfits. And if you are confused as to what events they are specifically, you have Copper Squatter, which is technically a daily. Then you have AWOR Armaments, Census Violence, Distant Thunder, Line in the Sand, which is the one that occurs here, of course. And I've done Line in the Sand so many times that I've never had them drop. But anyways, and then Monster Mash and also Surface to Air. So those are the events in the Cranberry Bog that give you a very small chance to get one of the outfits. But as I said before, you want to be server hopping and going to these spawn locations inside of Fort Defiance. That is definitely the most reliable version. So let's move on to the next set of rare outfits. Okay, let's talk about the next set of rare outfits in the game, and I personally really love these. I like how they look, I like how they differ from each other, even though a lot of them are jumpsuits, because they look so markedly different, and they have some cool color combos. So let me show you some of them, because I do have some of them, but not all of them. So this one is the BOS jumpsuit, or the Brotherhood of Steel jumpsuit. And I really like it because it's blue, which is my favorite color, and it's Brotherhood of Steel. So one of my favorite jumpsuits or outfits in the game. And then you also have the White Powder jumpsuit, which is a really cool, again, blue color combo. And then you have the White Springs jumpsuit. Now, I know that this was included as a drop as part of the rewards for a recent event. So it's not as rare as it used to be, but technically it is part of this rare pool of drops. And then you've got a couple of others that I don't have. You have the Forest Scout Armor Mask and the Urban Scout Armor Mask. So the unique thing about these particular drops is that when you get one of them, you get them all. So if you're lucky enough to get the drop for this particular set of rewards, you'll literally get all of them, which makes them much easier to get, at least the whole set, as opposed to the Asylum Worker ones. It is still a very low percentage chance in terms of the events that you need to do. It's 0.1%, but at least when you get that 0.1%, you get them all and you're done. And maybe you can get another set and then you can give them to a friend or trade them. Though that does mean that they're not as rare, so more people have them as opposed to the full set of the Asylum Worker outfits. But let me tell you how you can get your hands on these particular outfits. So what you want to do is essentially do events in the Savage Divide area. So Savage Divide is this big kind of whitish brownish area in the middle of the map that literally divides the map, hence the name. And again, you want to be doing events that pop up in this area. Each of them have the chance, when completed successfully, to give you this entire set of rewards. It is a 0.1% chance, so it's still very low, but at least again you get them all when you successfully get that chance. And the particular events in question are One Violent Night, Distinguished Guests, Guided Meditation, and Uranium Fever. So whenever you see those events on the map pop up, just click on them, do them, and hopefully you get the entire set. Or, as I said, because these aren't as hard to come by, or they're not as rare as the Asylum Worker outfits, you could probably trade for them a little bit easier, but still, I think this is probably a better way because you'll get the entire set if you're able to do it. So be sure to do those events in the Savage Divide. So right now we are squarely in the forest region of Fallout 76. It is beautiful, the sun is just rising, and of course this is the earliest region in the game that you gain access to after you exit Vault 76. So technically it's the earliest region that you can start to grind for one of these rare outfits. And there's another set of outfits that you can obtain in the forest region. To show you on the map, it's very easy to distinguish. The forest region is this big area covered in green to represent a forest. And the outfits that you can obtain in this region include the Forest Camo Jumpsuit, the Responder Fireman Helmet, and also the Responder Fireman Uniform. So these are some really cool outfits that you can obtain, and as before, what you want to be doing are the dailies and the events in the forest region, complete them successfully, and hopefully you get one of these outfits or pieces of apparel. But of course, they are ultra rare, so the drop rates for each of these particular outfits are 0.03268%, so incredibly low. It might take you a while, but eventually, hopefully, you get access to one of them. But also keep in mind as well that you might be able to trade for some of these too, because the game has been out for a while, so some people might have seconds or thirds of these particular outfits, but they are still fairly rare in the game. In terms of the dailies and the events that you need to be completing, they include Ecological Balance, which is a daily, Strange Brew, which is a daily, Back on the Beat, Collision Course, Feed the People, Fertile Soil, Fly Swatter, Leader of the Pack, Project Beanstalk, Tea Time, and The Path to Enlightenment. And if you are ever confused on how to activate the particular dailies in question that I'm talking about in this video, just look them up on the Fallout 76 wiki. It's very easy to determine how you can actually start doing these dailies every single day. But those are the events that you need to be completing and the dailies that you need to be completing to potentially get your hands on one of these outfits in the forest set. But hold up, we are not done yet, because two of these outfits in the forest set, namely the Responder Fireman Helmet and the Responder Fireman Uniform, are also obtainable via another means. You can actually potentially get your hands on one of these pieces of apparel by completing events and dailies in the Toxic Valley. So I will show you on the map the Toxic Valley. It is this region here with the toxic water, again, hence the name. And as always, what you need to be doing is completing dailies and events in this region to potentially get your hands on the Responder Fireman Helmet and the uniform. So at least there's an alternative means of completing dailies and events to obtain those rare outfits as well. But the drop rate is even lower. It is 0.016667%. So it's not meant to be any more reliable. It just gives you another chance on a world that happens to have dailies or events in this region. In terms of those dailies and events, you have Big Game Hunter, Buried with Honor, and Target Rich Environment, all of which are dailies. And then you have Thrill of the Grill, A Real Blast, Bots on Parade, and Dropped Connection. Now keep in mind, some of those like Real Blast, Bots on Parade, and Dropped Connection, they are Enclave events. So you do need to progress far enough in the Enclave quest line to be able to start doing those events. I have that quest here. Specifically, that is the Officer on Deck quest. So I think once you get up to the Officer on Deck quest, you start to see these Enclave events pop up on the map, but you should be completing the Enclave quest line anyways to be able to launch nukes in the game. But then you have other events as well. So you have Dogwood Die-Off, Grafton Day, Jailbreak, Manhunt, Patrol Duty, and Protest March, and also Swarm of Suitors. So any of those events, any of those public events, you can do to hopefully get your hands on the Responder Fireman outfit or helmet. So not any more reliable, as I said, but just another chance to get your hands on them. And now we're in the Mire. This is the region on the right-hand side of the map, which is in this kind of blackish color. And again, there's another set of rare or ultra rare outfits that you can obtain as rewards for completing the dailies and the events in this particular region. And in particular, those outfits are the leather coat, the tattered field jacket, and the traveling leather coat. So some really nice outfits here. And again, you want to be doing the dailies and the events in this area. And I'll list them right now. Those are Idle Explosives, Playtime, Queen of the Hunt, and Waste Not. Those are all dailies. And then in terms of the events, you have Always Vigilant, Heart of the Swamp, Irrational Fear, and It's a Trap. And in terms of the drop rates, they each have a 0.1% chance to drop. So not as low as some of the other rewards in this list, but still fairly low to get your hands on one of them. So hopefully eventually after you do some of those dailies and events, you get your hands on these outfits, because they're some of my personal favorites again when it comes to these ultra rare outfits in Fallout 76. So for the last set of rare outfits we'll talk about in this video are those that you can purchase from the Wandering Wandering Responder Bot, and also the Traveling Merchant. So those outfits in particular are the Clean Spacesuit, the Fisherman's Overalls, the Grey Fisherman's Overalls, Hunter's Long Coat, Longshoreman Outfit, Ranger Hat Clean, Ranger Outfit Clean, Skiing White and Purple Outfit, Skiing Red and Green Outfit, Straight Jacket Clean, and the Winter Jacket and Jeans. So as I said, you can purchase these rare outfits from these merchants. However, because these merchants are a random chance for appearing, these technically are rare outfits in the game. But in this video, I'm going to show you somewhat of a reliable method to try and spawn the Wandering Responder Bot. And hopefully, after you server hop and keep doing this method, eventually you'll see the Responder Bot and be able to purchase one of these outfits instead of just, waiting at your camp and hoping one of the traveling merchants appear. So what you want to do is head to Charleston Station, which is here on the map, and essentially head down here where the red bridge is, and then just go over the bridge. And then what you want to do is just kind of wait around here for a second. I don't know technically how long you have to wait. I think you just actually have to pass the bridge, but pass the bridge and then just head back. And then on the right here, you should see some enemy spawn, or the actual Wandering Responder Bot spawn. Essentially, this is an area where kind of random enemies can spawn, random little events like the Wandering Responder Bot can happen. So keep doing this method, keep doing it and doing it until the Wandering Responder Bot actually appears. Yes, there are going to be some enemies sometimes that you'll have to kill, but hopefully, with enough times, you'll see the Wandering Responder Bot appear. There is a Raider Punk here and also a Scavenger that appears sometimes, but hopefully you'll get that Wandering Responder Bot. Or if you're just at your camp and you see the Traveling Merchant, that's also a way to get those outfits too. So that covers it for this video. I didn't cover all the rare outfits in the game. There's a bunch that you can get from daily ops technically as well, but I just wanted to show you the ones that you can obtain now by doing events and stuff on the map predominantly. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and that it helped you, but let's get to the conclusion. Alrighty, Wastelanders, that is all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, this has been Alone. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.